It's requirement. Video. Well, the state changed it during COVID. And then kept it up. And we don't have to have a video, they just have to be able to join electronically, so you could do both along after video. Yeah. It's kind of nice to see people. Yeah. This technology is not there. We check it.
All right, yes, it's like we are live. So I'm going to call today's meeting to order. We're going to all be here, including those who are joining us online. We're going to start off.
We got some stuff. I think we're good.
Check.
That's better.
There we go. Yeah. Okay, you are ready. And you roll call.
Is it? Do you know what I want back in? Did you restart your computer? Yeah. That's the answer for everything. It's the answer for everything. Were we having anybody join electronically?
We're having, yeah, I reached out to.
We were just looking at these things. They're-
Yeah.
There you go.
Yes.
As long as they can hear us, we're fine. Hey, Brian, can you say something?
Check, testing, 1, 2.
Yeah, so they can hear. Okay, I'm on YouTube, so.
All right, there we go. Wonderful.
But it's not, it's only going through your computer camera.
All right.
See it.
Check, testing, 1, 2. Okay, so there's.
So this video right here is not.
Well, yeah, we can proceed without video. I'm fine.
Yeah. Also work. All right, Chair Dorsey,
Present.
Vice Chair Zinkley. Here. Diane Foster. Here. Mike Meyer is absent. Marie Shaw, I'm here. Mike Schultz,
Here.
Mike Smith,
Here.
David Thornton. Here. And Chris West is absent. All right, thank you.
Thank you. All right. Did everyone get a chance to review the minutes for the last meeting?
I start.
Yes, the gentleman that used to do it on boards.
Yes.
Here at Chamber. Was it also mentioned?
That was Bob, yeah. So do I have a motion? If there are no additions or? I don't know if they accept this was it.
Okay.
So we have.
Is this the most recent with the change?
Yes, yes, it is.
I did channel Bob today.
Nice.
Oh,
Was it a big change?
Misplaced comment?
No, it was, I don't remember what, walking or walking. I still appreciate it. Yeah.
All right, well, we will go ahead and have a vote. If there's no more discussion. All in favor of passing the minutes as written, say aye. All opposed, same sign. Okay, the minute will be entered as written into our CC. Sign off. Thank you all.
So official. 58.
Almost me. Thank you. All right. So now we'll jump into our board member announcements. We'll start to my right here, just go around the table.
Nothing to report.
To report, we're happy to see you with us.
Yeah.
Are you with us?
It's 2 in a row.
Yes.
For record.
And you don't have your beeper on, so you have to like run out real quick.
I don't have a beeper. When I'm not at work, I'm not at work.
Perfect. Perfect. I love that. Nothing for me.
All right, we're good.
Another shout out to the SRO's corner. I thought that the PSA about checking your kids' Instagram was really informative and was something that I didn't even realize was going on here. And the idea that we had, 4 or 5 young ladies who were dealing with it is kind of scary. I think it's nice that he's out there educating everybody, and I think it's good to know that that stuff does extend its fingers even out here.
Did you see that his post made it into the news?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, 12 and 10, 6 came out and interviewed him.
Great.
After that, corner came out, I think he has 10 people that came forward.
Wow, so more people it's happened to. Yeah.
Yes.
So as a resource for those people, if you want, I can get the information, but like in August at my Rotary group, an organization, nonprofit came and spoke. And what they do is help all of those youth that have been affected by that, and they work Sherwood, Tiger, 12 in Westland, Esquivel, Maine. Like they focus on our area because it is extremely prevalent.
Like counseling services?
You name it, more than, yeah, I mean, like this much, you could, if someone was released from their family for behavioral issues, they could live there. I mean, the gamut is there, so I was basing on the name where I would just say, hey, this is it, but I can get it.
They can just forward it to Angie, and she can get it to me. That's her.
I got nothing. I won't be here at the October meeting. I think we're having it's down in the agenda, so
So you're not gonna be.
I'm not gonna be here.
That's my.
It's the same link as in the academy, but when you get to that agenda item.
And Mike.
This is probably not a great import, but as I was on the city website today, police about sections, administrative section, chief's message, the chief's message is still from Chief Crowe. It's an ongoing message.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, to get updated.
That's it. I'm sure it's the same positive message.
Sure.
Yeah, right? No, any different. Message sounds great. Check and check.
I am resigning from the board. This is my last meeting. And I had not intended on having this announcement be right now. I was going to do it at the October meeting, but then when it canceled, I was like, well, I don't want to put it out because we'll probably, like, November and December meetings are either always the,
Boards and commissions dinner in December usually.
Thank you. So there was a 50-50 chance that November, December meeting would be canceled. And so I just thought, okay, I need to step back. And so tonight's the night. Otherwise, that's why I haven't emailed you yet. to say that, so. Yeah, well, I've enjoyed my time with you guys. It's nothing like, oh, I can't stand that Lori, I can't, you know. Can't go with Lori.
I know, you get your promotion, go behind the corner.
She was making eye contact.
And I was looking down, I mean, we don't say it out loud, all right.
No, so 4.5 years is my max.
Fair.
Well, we so appreciate you. I think you were, as I was looking to join the board and I was watching some of those older meetings, you were. I watched the count go up. You were very much a. All the years. Great teammate, great ally. And you're always welcome to come join meetings, log in.
You can log in to YouTube.
Uh-oh.
You're gonna see the
The one.
comments, right?
We'd love to have any input that you want to share. Of course,
Aw,
yeah, so.
so there's my board report.
Thank you for that.
Thanks for that.
Well, I would only add to what Lori said about SRO. I was watching that on the news and I didn't see that, the Facebook posting. I saw it on the news first. So they started talking about it, I'm like, oh, and then they said, now we'll go to Sherwood, go, you know, so I told them it was.
Better hope I'm on it.
Yeah, so I, but it was great to see that picked up.
That was the Instafan, is not what the.
OnlyFans,
OnlyFans.
family.
Yes, and it's not hard to do that. I mean, that's why at first I thought this is trying to get back at a student, you know, retaliatory in nature as far as that take place, but
Predatory.
it's very predatory.
Yeah.
And having a daughter, that's, yeah, so it really helps us as parents to be on our toes, and just as citizens of the community to keep an eye out for that kind of behavior, and understand what happens. It's not start on a page, but. Yeah. Yeah. So. Women's Police Day. That's awesome. And my son, who didn't know he had some new members on the force, was on the Facebook post.
Yes, yes, exactly.
So it's great to get some visibility on some of our newer recruits that way. And just, that was really good. So,
And I would echo that because I have 3 teens, that because Sherwood is both on Facebook and Instagram, that the teenagers see those posts and see the stories and, you know, so that's good because I do think that those messages are reaching the teens in the community as well.
Good.
I noticed no one complained in the comments about the length of that post.
Yeah.
It was a big one.
Yeah.
So she's one of the trainers for the officer.
Yeah.
Yes. It said that she would be coming back.
Oh, no,
Oh,
she's at Academy.
Bree. Oh, she-
Bree's at training.
Oh, Bree's at the academy. Okay, had the other lady's face up there, and I knew she had been with it. Who was the other lady?
Well, there were 3, Jen Smith is the one that's been there for 20.
20, well, almost 5 years.
Yes, okay, yeah, her picture, then talked about joining.
And then I go to was down below.
Yeah, and then the other one has been on for a while.
Nicole's been here 3 years.
So, yeah, it's always good. It showed, you know, diversity is happening and I think for us in our community, the more diversity we have, the more tools we have in our handbag to handle different situations, because not everybody's alike. You take you showing up on the front porch and some people would be more intimidating, so, you know. Exactly.
Can't shoot you, but I need it.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's just not behaving. It's mistake. today.
All right, we're gonna go on to speak about our October meeting cancellation. Which will be taking place due to the Citizens Academy. So right now, I'll just make that awareness, to make more of that. Have, our captain speak to that more specifically. A little bit. But, it's gonna be a great opportunity for all of us to get some first-hand experience on what officers, a small snippet. I can't even know much of this snippet of what they have to go through. And we'll hear more about the totality of that, the scope of that. But you, who's been through it, you've been through it.
And I live there.
So, just for those watching, those spouses out there watching, how would you speak to that and any encouragement you would have?
Oh, yeah, I would say that if you have the opportunity, if you have the time, then sign up to do it because it is very eye-opening to learn what our officers are dealing with day in and day out. And when you do the academy, in the back of your mind, you've got the idea that nothing's gonna happen to me. It's gonna be safe because this is an academy. We're just learning what to deal with. But still, when you're going through the things that they're going through, you have to make split-second decisions and you're interacting with people who have their own way of doing things and videos or somebody's back there making it work, interactive video and it's not cooperating, and doing what you wanted to do, and you're just kind of, you have to think on your feet. It can be nerve-wracking. And the idea of having the opportunity to learn what the officers are going through from the safety that you get, but still getting a taste of it is really, it's very educational. And it really drove a number of points home. So I would strongly suggest, strongly urge anybody who's got any sort of interest to go through it. And I back this time. I already told Chief that, but yeah.
You're gonna be like, and here's this wrench.
This isn't hard enough. That's okay, it was much harder.
It's open to the entire Sherwood community, right?
Not sure
last, when we talked about it in whatever.
Could he weigh in though, if he has any comments separately?
Yeah.
Without delaying it, since we don't have a meeting next month and then we wanna get it out.
Yeah.
So could we just pose it to him or somebody?
Can we do an
Angie or-
email?
But could one person pose it to him to see if he has any amendments, otherwise we move forward? I'm just thinking not to delay it further to the November meeting and then we talk something.
Yes, thank you.
Actually, Marie, Chief Growth was always like, never email the board because then it, like, never
Oh.
email all because then it
Then
makes
it's
the
public
meeting.
information. It
But
has
if
to
we
be
wanted
public
to
here.
run it as we wanna have a meeting via email to approve this, can we do that?
No.
No? Okay.
What you could do is
Because it
either
would be so
Angie or
specific.
Ty or somebody, if Chris had any changes, but then if there were any changes, you guys would want to approve them, it's gotta come to another board meeting anyway, so.
Yeah, yeah. So it sounds like we have time.
Right.
So I guess that was my big question.
Unless Ty wanted to check in with each of you and say, this was Chris's suggestion, are you guys okay with that type thing?
And it would only take one person to say, no, I'm not okay with that.
Yeah.
So let's, I'm fine with putting it off
See
to
you later.
November, just to get the buy-in. I think we can still get it out there. I think there's gonna be still a lot of great response and feedback. Our social media presence is strong enough, and networks, and those community groups are robust enough to run into. I think still get the input they need.
I like calling our community groups robust, that's good.
Yes, yes. They're very
Robust.
enthusiastic.
Because I took the copious notes, I did have two things I wanted us to just not vote on, but review, like, yeah, this is what we were thinking. So number one is the first paragraph, because we wanted to hit on the number of, that we support businesses, roughly 21,000 residents, only ever have 2 officers on duty. So just that paragraph, I wanted to make sure I hit all the points everyone wanted. And then the second item is question 5. We went back, and Marie told me where you thought we had like 500 more questions. Because we went back and forth on number
Yeah.
5 so many times of, are we going to put into what are your top 5 and then rank them? Is that going to be 1 or 2 questions? So does the way I did number 5, if you're envisioning checkboxes, not A through N, work for everyone?
Weren't we gonna do top 5 and then rank them?
Yeah, and that's,
Oh, please listen to my class.
what are your top 5 concerns? Please
So we would
listen
have
my
to have them not do checkboxes, but a 2, a 3, or 4, or 5, yeah, okay.
I was just trying to make it.
No, I know,
clear,
yeah, you know, I see what you're saying.
And then my italics, like insert appropriate email here, and these are a comment box, things like that we talked about. I just wanna make sure I covered everything.
Yeah, that one
we
makes
did.
sense, we're top 5 concerns and rank them, I think that makes sense.
Mike,
Yeah, the only question I had was the first sentence, the police department supports several businesses. Sound like,
Oh,
wasn't
I like
inclusive
the
of all.
business
yeah, I
community.
was gonna say, maybe change it to business community.
Like Angie has it now, so.
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry, I was distracted, we actually disconnected for a while, so.
So the first, the Sherwood Police Department supports the business community
Oh.
and instead of several businesses.
That sounds good.
And I do know that we wanna spell out police department in question 7. I think I just had a brain freeze with the PD.
Oh, I did that, I think, I should.
Hey, you do whatever, I don't care.
Yeah.
We were like,
At that point, we were rummy and a little bit loopy.
Yeah,
and you should have seen my page, it was like, no, we're here.
You did a great job.
Well, yeah, I'm not part of this discussion, but I was always curious why number 3 is a good question. I actually almost get offended when people ask me that.
It's taxes because we went back and forth on it. So you think about if I'm gonna increase taxes and I rent, I'm gonna say, yeah, great, increase property tax, I don't care, because I'm a renter.
So
So-
the homeowner is just passed on through your rent, so it's still.
It's, and that's kind of
That's
the
what
point is
I'm
that we were
talking
like, yeah, it still comes back, but it's just a.
I agree with you, I would not have that question, I would only have, are you a resident of Sherwood? And then go on to, are you aware that Sherwood Police Department faces staffing challenges? I personally don't like to.
wanna vote on?
I was of a similar opinion to you, Leslie, when we debated it. I wasn't sure that, and I agree with you that sometimes you just don't know why people rent or buy, you know,
And
so
it's
sometimes.
scarce.
Well, and I
Yeah,
just think,
yeah.
you know, we don't want to maybe turn somebody off to a survey early in the
Right.
survey.
Yeah.
I know, I think we went back and forth,
Sometimes
didn't care.
And I'm new to this, but what's the purpose of two? Because I was reading this over before the meeting.
I don't think there is one other than it was on a 2017 or 18 survey. And
How about just,
Some-
are you a resident of Sherwood?
that's the first
right.
question. I think
Sherwood
that's one.
city limits.
Because if there's no purpose for the question, it shouldn't be on
Yeah, it makes sense, right, because your opinion should be valid and.
Even if you've only lived here
whether
a
you've
month.
lived here a long time or not.
And plus, the shorter the survey, the more likely someone's gonna fill
And
it
really,
out.
the stuff down below is the.
Is important.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I think you get rid of them. I mean, we just left them since we did.
You can,
I-
I would ask, are you a resident of Sherwood?
Oh,
I think that's
100%,
about-
you, I mean, that kicks you out if you're not, then.
Oh, I
Why-
see, this question.
Why are you doing, why are you doing this if you're not a resident?
I didn't know.
If no, bye-bye.
Never to reality.
I agree.
Real quick, what the reason we came up, or the reason we kept question 3 in, and why it was a part initially is because number 7 say, are you willing to support additional funding source for the Sherwood PD? And if you're, I understand what you're saying, that, you know, increase in taxes or anything will be passed on, but depending on how that funding was taken out.
But that could be that could be different things, so if it's a bond, it's gonna hit property taxes for homeowners, if it's a fee, it's gonna hit renters. So that, we're not specifying what the funding is, so funding could come in multiple different ways.
Like the electric bill that was talked about 100 years ago.
So, since we're not specifying what the funding source is. It could go either way. Renters.
Well, and in the prior, when we did the survey at the night out, I don't know if it was 17 or 18. But I literally had someone say, I would support funding, it was a city employee, and they said, I would support additional funding as long as it doesn't go into the general fund. Okay. Not part of the question, so I think having like just a yes or no now is good, because before it was like, do you support a tax, a levy, and it listed 3 or 4 options.
Well, you
Just
might
like
get
what
people
you
to
would
say
ask
what
us.
kind of funding, and you
Yeah.
probably get people to say, what does that mean, but you can.
Any discussion, Mike?
I was gonna say, if we're gonna take a couple of those questions out at the front, maybe we should put a question in there that says, are you a resident or a business owner in Sherwood, so we can differentiate whether there's somebody that lives here, or if it's somebody that just has a business here, but they still rely on the police department to take care of their, you know,
Oh,
their
that's
business.
a good point, change one to, are you
So
a
if we're gonna
resident
throw
or
out
business
some questions,
owner?
maybe we have room for that question, it's like, are you answering the survey as a business owner or as a resident?
That's true.
You could, or both. That's
Or
something.
both,
So you could say,
right.
are you a resident or business or both?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think that's a good change.
so question 1 is, are you a resident, business owner, or both?
Yeah.
I like it.
I like it, like,
Like, all right,
Fine.
okay. So we'll take out question number 2.
Good job, Mike.
Finally did something.
Your position, 2 meetings in, good.
And 3.
2 meetings in.
So question 2 and question 3, we delete.
Okay, and then, so question 1, we change.
Yep.
So we probably have the 2 boxes there, are you a resident box?
Business
box, or
or
both?
Yeah.
Box, okay, so 3 options there. And then question 3, we're also taking out.
Yeah. That gets to
That
5,
gets
and that
to
is
five.
really a sort of.
That's perfect.
Yeah.
5 is a great number for a question. Good job, kids. Proud of you. Way to go. Way to make a decision.
We are going to,
But 4, 5, and 6 should probably stay.
yes,
I agree. I mean, just throwing out there, I guess we could have a survey that says, are you a resident, a business owner, or both, and thank you.
All good?
I mean, I'm happy with this, I always like to make sure that, you know, the board members have a chance to weigh in. Oh, and for Mike Meyer, okay, did he reach out to you today?
He said that he was gonna be traveling, so he was gonna try to attend remotely, but I don't see him, so.
Okay.
You got us.
Yes, yes,
Yes. Live living color. If everyone's okay with that, I would like to have him weigh in.
Yes,
So, here.
yes. In the event Chris West is not here in November, he gets to
And then, yeah, then we. I would be okay.
Chris, if you're watching this, you may want to be the starting section. He's on notice.
He can even just let us know through Angie, email her if he's,
Yeah.
you know, fine with it.
Yeah.
well.
I would just suggest finalizing this and sending out full board, replying only to whoever, whether it's Angie or I.
Yeah.
With good or, and if they're not good, then you guys just figure that out.
So if we go that route, then let's say we do that tonight, and if Chris responds, it's all good, right? Then we can move forward, we won't have to.
If they said it's all good, it's all right, you guys have.
Perfect. All right, let's go that route. If everyone's okay with that.
Mhm.
I just want to make sure. What's goes through this process. All the technology, the opportunity.
Well, this is an important one to have, if we put the right thing to it.
Traffic safety, can I ask a traffic safety question?
We're not there yet.
No, we didn't have a meeting. We'll get there.
No, so last month when you were talking about the Cedar Brook roundabout and that the neighbors wanted like police presence for one specific exit of it. So I now drive that 3 times a week, at least, to take a particular little to football. And I don't see the problem. I don't mean that snarkily. I mean, I don't physically see like what tree is this big.
The trees were trimmed, it's just concerns about the way they're going around.
They're going too fast.
Yeah, well, yeah, and then there's kids that play right and the
Because of
entrance
that
to that neighborhood and the crosswalk. And then the path that then goes back sort of towards the school's path that.
Okay, so it's not something
So it's
necessarily
not,
benefiting
it's
from.
still kind of traffic continuing around,
It's
not
fine.
How fast are
necessarily.
people going around that corner?
Fast.
Really?
Well, I mean, I have enough roundabouts between where I live and there that it's like you see some zoomies and then you see some, like, I'm not sure how their car stays on 4 wheels. But then others, they're normal drivers, so that's why I was like, it is that crosswalk where the park is that was the issue. I could see because you're like coming from, you've either crossed 99 or you're turning right from
Trying to
99,
get to
and so you're going pretty fast, like maybe 30, 25, 30, and then to hit a crosswalk, I could see how that would be mentally jarring for a driver and not react quick enough, because the crosswalk's right there at the roundabout, it's not like 6-10 feet into the street. So if that's the problem, I can see.
It's just needs to push that crosswalk back to the end. Also,
Well, I mean, in order to get across, you have to go with that, it has to be there. Unless you went and made a sidewalk this way.
oh, cause it has a way big fence.
Yeah,
That's the gap.
there's no other gap to get
Ah,
around.
easy enough.
Okay, thanks, I was just curious, was it that crosswalk or was
Yeah.
it somewhere else?
No, it's that
Okay,
crosswalk.
that location.
Did we need some motion on our survey or we're waiting till November? No motion needed?
I say we put a
We're not
motion,
making policy.
I didn't know if we needed to approve it to November.
I think you can, you've all kind of head nodded,
Yeah.
that you're fine with it.
I'm good, I just wanted to make sure.
so what we'll do is, if we're all in agreement, we'll just put it forward, we'll give it to Angie to sit down and see if there's any other
Okay.
comments or suggestions.
Yeah, excellent. Yeah.
If not, for- and you just, that's all, we'll let, okay, haven't heard anything. We'll put a timeline on it.
Yeah, that sounds
That
good.
way it won't be stopped there indefinitely.
Right,
I
right.
learned that. Put a timeline on it. Yeah, you don't have time.
You get 30 seconds, freeze this and videos.
So we are gonna move on to our next topic, traffic safety update.
It's a really long update tonight.
All at my ticket.
We didn't have a meeting last.
I was breaking
I
it.
think I canceled that. The only thing of note, Andy just sent out some information on parking spaces in Old Town. So we'll have some information on that next.
Attention now.
I would be sure I get that one. Even though it's a T, I still don't mark it.
Nope, I looked it all in now.
So then we,
We didn't have any new submissions basically from the community, so they said, and a lot of them were really just holding right now or pending, so.
No sense getting it, you just have.
Right.
Yeah.
great work. Great work. Excellent, then that gives us time to hear from him.
Sure, I have a lot of.
No.
I just have a few things, I just jot things down, so we have an election coming up November 8th. We have a mayor spot, only one candidate, we have 4 council spots and only 4 candidates. The thing with the council spots is one of them was Sean Garland's, since he resigned, so the 3 council spots that would normally be on the ballot will be a 4-year term, and that 4th one will be a 2-year term. And how that will be determined was whoever gets the 4th least amount of votes will get the 2-year term. So they'll get ranked by number of votes for the 1, 2, 3, 4 spot, and the 4th spot is the 2-year term to fill Sean's remaining term. So he resigned in enough time to allow us to get it on the November 8th and not pay for a special election, which costs the city quite a bit of money. Which would have been the case had he waited just a tad bit longer, so it had a special election.
Was there, so I know when Councilor Griffin resigned, there was an appointment process. Did that happen for Sean as well, or no,
So
because of the election?
our charter says we have to appoint within 45 days. That 45 days from Sean's resignation is October, I want to say like 7th. So basically a month before that. So what I'm thinking we're going to do is probably appoint that 4th person who's running, who also had applied previously as well. Because there's no sense of appointing somebody for 3 months and then they're not running and then have a new person. So we could just start that new person now. So that'll take place, that conversation will take place on October 4th for the appointment. But we do have to have an appointment, yes, per our charter.
Because I was thinking, you're so close, 'cause like, we're not gonna meet this month, and then
You're gonna have some time to do this.
So, Really, I mean, we try to follow our charter. And we specifically put that, this council a couple years ago specifically put that in the charter, that 45 days. Because if anybody remembers on my first year of council, we had Dan King moved out of the city and we had an open spot that we had council members that refused to fill that spot. And that spot remained empty for over 6 months. So, yeah, so that's not fair to the citizens, I don't think. I think they fully be represented. So yeah, so we put that 45 day and plan it.
And there's no other people who pop in to run, or is it closed?
It's closed, yeah. It's
so we
closed.
know who the
Obviously.
council, the full council will be now, even though
Exactly.
elections.
Tim Rosner will be mayor, Keith Mays will be a counselor, Doug Scott will be a counselor, Taylor Giles will be a counselor, and Dan Key will be a counselor.
Okay. So Tim,
Tim, Keith, Doug, Taylor, Dan. Dan's
no, Renee and.
Well, Renee Kim, there's
There's
two
not for election.
My first year though, we were all women, one guy.
Oh, wow.
It goes, it ebbs and flows.
It does.
So would Dan be the appointee for?
Most likely, I mean, I can't speak for the whole council, we have to vote on that, but yeah, so I would assume. We've had that conversation, so. Okay, what else? This is really exciting, coming up on October 4th, we have a lot, on social media, you hear it all the time. Why doesn't Sherman have any food cards? It's not in our code, we don't allow them, but we are gonna have a food court code discussion on October 4th. Just to see if there's any interest from council or citizens or.
Awesome, where would we put it?
That would be required. It will require code updates to
Right.
determine where they can be and how.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna put it right next to the chicken coops.
Perfect.
So,
What's the samurai, what is the samurai teriyaki place is super good in downtown Portland? Could you just bring that one in?
and then our long-awaited Cedar Creek Trail that's been in the works for years is gonna have a grand opening on September 24th from 10 to 12. at the trailhead in the parking lot adjacent to Stella Olson's, there'll be some refreshments and just come check out the new trail and all that. And the last thing is we're still open for applicants for our city attorney position that closes September 19th, and then we'll review and see if we got any good applicants.
You got any applicants yet?
I have heard that we have 5, I think. We have a consultant helping, and so.
You have to have a law degree, right? I can't.
You can try. I mean.
Don't even-
Well, that's pretty hard.
It's highly recommended.
It's highly recommended that you not apply.
Exactly what you said.
The 19th.
Oh,
Any other questions, concerns about anything you want to say?
I really like the new Cedar Creek Trail, even though we can't, like, we were able to walk all of it, and then they put a big hole in the middle, but it was,
Is that gonna be fixed?
I don't know, it's like, there's big machines, and
Oh,
there's a
they're
reason.
still working on it, okay.
Yeah, it was like, ooh, this is gonna be amazing, and it's,
And then imagine when we finally connect it to the other side of
how is that
99.
going to work? Is
Yeah,
that
we were-
gonna be the tunnel,
That is what's in the
the underground?
CIP, the long-term CIP, we don't have funding for it yet, but yeah, they call it I forget the term for it, but yeah, it's gonna require, like, from what I understand, because I don't understand all this, they're going to have to raise 99 a little bit to get the tunnel in, and it's gonna be quite expensive, and it's gonna be state involved, counties, everybody's gonna be involved, so, you know, how that's gonna work out.
pedestrian bridge.
And
Right. But, so we were talking about pedestrian bridge, we thought it was approved and the design was
That's the
approved.
sunset from the
The old
line to
pedestrian
the,
bridge?
that one's done.
Well,
Well, as far as like,
it's in the works to have 100% design.
Okay, so the design's not done.
No, the design I thought was gonna be done at the end of the year, now I'm hearing it might be a little bit longer than that. I mean, our hopes was it was gonna go out for bid at the end of the year.
Right.
Start construction at the beginning,
Yeah.
but we're finding like everything, engineering, everything's just taking longer right now. Okay.
I just when it's done, like, yes, it's going to happen.
Yeah.
Versus the,
We have the funding
Tunnel,
designated, we know where the funding's coming from.
Okay, so we have the funding,
Yeah, we have the
design,
We
okay.
have, we
versus
know
the
what the
tunnels
look
like
is, we want it to be.
Right, so now it's the engineers making sure that the bridge won't collapse.
Is it gonna be kind of well, like, we're gonna be wheelchair accessible?
Yep. So it's gonna have ramps on both sides, also stairs on both sides, because the ramp will be, you'll have to go a little bit out of the way and go up. The ramp, the stairs will be right there at the corner, Sunset 99 there, so if you don't want to go up the ramp. Yeah. That's fun.
when you said ramp and stairs, I envisioned like ramp and stairs, I'm like,
No, it's gonna be a kind of a
switch back.
slope.
It's gonna be one of those elevator things where like they take you up to the stairs very
So you
slowly.
get some big movement.
Get your-
We haven't had yet the conversation of like aesthetics, like we know the bridge is gonna look like, it's gonna be like an arch this way and then an arch this way, and then, I mean, it's kind of like the engineers say, they think that this bridge might win some awards, it's like gonna be the first of this kind of design. But we haven't had the aesthetics as far as lights or what do you want on it, you know.
Please don't stand it, okay? I don't know.
Over Hood River where you walk on, there's the same.
Oh, that's cool. No, it's the
Yeah,
dogs.
for
For the duck. Over there somewhere.
That gets me down. How about arrows for Robin Hood? Anyway, so that.
I'll like shoot at them.
That's all I know.
Awesome.
Thank you so much for that update and staff reports. So Ty is out tonight, so we are very fortunate to have Captain Carlson here with us to speak to all that's happening in the world of our police department and to give us some more information about the Citizens Academy as well.
So I'll talk about the academy first. It's gonna be October 20th, 21st, and 22nd. The 20th is a Thursday, hours are 5 to 9. Friday, the 21st, 5 to 9. And Saturday, the 22nd, 8 to approximately 3 o'clock. As Lori said, it's pretty high speed. You're not just gonna sit behind your desk all day, you're gonna be up and move around. So, very interactive.
Is there food provided?
Lunch will be provided Saturday.
Bagel.
All right. I had a question just about physical fitness. Is there any sort of requirement regarding to your physical fitness level or things you'll be interacting with? You would have to.
He wants to know if I'm gonna be able to handle it.
He wants to know what he's supposed to wear.
You're not gonna take anybody to the ground or anything.
Oh, well, I'm not coming.
I was gonna get to take someone.
Do I wear my knee or?
No, you don't need your knee.
I wear my platform shoes. or
If you
whatever.
get to cuff someone, you get to do a traffic stop, there's a couple live scenarios that you will participate in, but it's not very physical at all.
So when you say live scenarios, is it on site, like? in the
Everything will be
field?
held right at the PD.
Okay, all right. So
Some
then
of it will be outside, so weather dependent, we might move stuff around, but you'll be outside for probably at least half the day on Saturday.
Do they get to drive any of the cars?
You get to drive a car and have some the lights on.
Which we did not get to do.
As a volunteer, you probably would get to test that.
You should make sure those work before everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah, you should be the tester. I should be.
And thanks for your feedback from last time, that's why we get to do this. And there's no cost involved?
No, you get a free t-shirt out of it.
Ooh, where that, oh, do you have yours still? I do. Nice.
I like V-neck over crew.
And you like to be a medium, small.
That's good, cause all I have is TDF and R gear.
Uh-oh.
Oh, you got
Cause I've been to their Citizens Academy.
All right, yeah, that's great stuff. And we'll be able to go online to sign up. Or is it just gonna be,
Email.
just let?
Chief.
If you email Chief, he has all the forms, he'll send you, fill them out, bring them, send it back. He's probably Angie, who wants to do it,
Yeah, I'm not sure either.
they'll tell you.
Is there a waiver they have to sign in case of
Yes.
injury?
When he opens it up to the public, let's say there's 5 spots or 6 spots left or whatever, is there a time frame that he wants to be able to do that in order to get a response back or?
Sooner the better, because we actually have to do backgrounds on everybody, because you are gonna be handling firearms, so we have to do background on anybody.
Probably should have led with.
We need a background check.
So, all right.
Take mine.
Well, Brian noticed you have to have a background check, right? So.
I'm a coach.
This would have been in Sherwood, it's like a different organization.
I was thinking of stuff that people would ask, so it's good for people to know they will get an opportunity, they don't have to handle the firearm.
Oh, yes, everything's optional, you don't wanna do the live traffic stuff.
Is it live ammo or is it rubber bullets?
There's no rubber bullets.
So it's live ammo?
We may have to modify because our range is being repaired, so we'll have to do a range check. We may be able to. Last time we got to fire the weapons, so we're gonna try to do that this year too.
He just, I did. Heck yeah, I did. That's awesome. That's great. How fun. I don't wanna be gone, I would totally do it.
Anything in regards to, I think we were hiring for a backup to retiring.
How many had hired
Not everybody, get it.
So we have 2 tentative openings to backfill. We are in backgrounds with them right now.
Nice.
We just had reserve interviews this week. We're anticipating sending 5 to the Reserve Academy starting in January.
Awesome. That's great.
And we have 3 in the academy right now.
And we don't have a, what is the high school kids, cadets? We don't do cadets, right?
We had cadets, we haven't started that up yet.
Graduated and moved on.
So we're gonna have, how many reservists?
Approximately 6, once they're totally certified.
That's nice. The most we have is 3, so
We have 1 right now.
yeah.
Poor guy.
Oh, we've hired a couple, so.
We've hired.
That's awesome.
We run out of reserves when we
Oh,
hire.
that's fair, that's good. I mean, that's not
That's where you can be happy. One of the reserves.
Yes,
I'm new to the term reservist as it relates to the police force, not the military, like National Guard. So does that mean like you have 6 backup police like on call that work for free?
yes, it's
Volunteers.
voluntary. Yes,
Yes.
You're hired.
so they don't take the car out by themselves, they always ride with a full-time officer. They go through pretty much the same training a full-time does, it's just spread out a little bit longer, they go from January through April, 16 weeks, I believe.
Cause they still have a job on it.
Yeah, so they
Yeah,
go
they don't-
Tuesday, Thursday night,
Oh, so
Saturday,
this isn't their full-time, like,
no,
Not usually.
you're a reservist for the Sherwood Police and you work
It's
Friday.
like a volunteer
through Monday,
firefighter,
Friday.
right? Like you have volunteer firefighters.
There's certain
essentially.
requirements.
But 12
yeah,
hours.
you're required to ride 24 hours a month.
You'll see them though a lot at Robin Hood,
Oh.
Cruise and Sherwood, helping with the events a
All the
lot.
events.
Yeah,
Cool.
yeah.
And isn't it kind of a good avenue for some even to potentially try it out if they're considering it?
Yes,
Yeah.
a lot of them do that, just try it out and then transition into full-time.
Well, I could see it too if you retire or, you know, and you wanna still do something, like a nice.
Don't take retirees as reservists.
We actually had one that he dropped out.
Retirees prefer to pour wine someplace.
Something stressful.
Nobody was sure they were gonna discuss this. Any other questions?
The funny record, we're not, Brian.
Don't try to stress.
Don't be adding agenda items, Brian.
If we could go back and.
Sure.
Oh, so you have any citizen comments?
Oh,
Yes, citizens' comments.
We do not have.
oh, I thought you were gonna say.
Okay, now I need to adjourn. I second.
So we have a first,
I second, yeah.
any discussion?
No.
Sure.
Would you like to tell us about your Christmas vacation?
All right. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? We will officially adjourn tonight's meeting. Thank you all again for being part of it. Thank you for your service as we watch.
I would have brought cupcake or something.
I know,
but I would have not treated
It's
it.
been nice. She didn't give us a notice.
She gave us no notice.
I know,
Here's the rules, like, is this allowed?